If the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection wasn't crazy enough, it's time to talk about the 3 Charizard promo cards inside, and the price fluctuations on those have been even more of a roller coaster. Let's talk about it. I think we all can admit that the best part of the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection are the 3 alternate art Charizards that come inside. The artworks are phenomenal. Wouldn't you agree, Nate?
Oh my gosh, yes. Like everything I wanted in a Charizard card is in all 3 of these cards. And I can't tell you, like I wanted cards just like this throughout the Sword and Shield era. And we finally got them here in this box. And, I think it's, some cards that I think a lot of people were really, really excited about. But, we're going to take a look here at some interesting facts we got about them.
Yes, we're going to look at all 3 cards individually, where they are and where they started on the TCG Player trends. If you guys did not know, TCG Player takes accumulation of all of their sales and puts it in a nice little convenient line graph for you. And it's very reliable because TCG Player sells a lot of cards. But first up on the list, we're going to talk about the Charizard VMAX alternate art, my favorite one, the Godzilla Charizard. It just looks so amazing. When this card released, which was on October 28th, when the UPC came out officially, the price was all the way down to $28.58. Now you might go, wow, all the way down. That's kind of where I thought it was going to be. The day before official release, there were sales reported of $86 and $87 and $88 over on TCG Player just one day before official release. That is huge, guys. That's a $50, $55 difference. And 2 weeks before, it was going for $138 to $140. Now, that is absolutely insane of a price jump. What do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think it's, something that's maybe not as surprising as we all thought it was going to be. I think the prices I feel like are kind of justified right now. I mean, you've seen just how many more, or I guess how more accessible the Charizard UPC was for everyone. So everyone else, everyone that really wanted one, for the most part, I know there's some people out there that haven't gotten them, but for the most part, anybody that wanted one was able to get one. And that's just that many more Charizard cards out there. I think the price kind of has to deal with the fact that I know I haven't seen a single of these Charizards that's centered well myself. So I think that has to do something with it. They're all kind of just compact in that one plastic inside the box as well. So, the opportunity for them to be, kind of moving around, scratching each other and things like that, I think, just really kind of put a damper on these 3 cards. The artwork is fantastic. Not going to lie on that.
All of them. Yep.
But they were I just don't feel like they were treated, maybe the way that they should have been in the box.
They definitely should have been separated in their own saran wraps. You know what I mean? I mean, if you can afford to put the Mewtwo full art from Pokemon Go in its own saran wrap in every Pokemon Go ETB,
yes,
you can take the time to individually wrap these 3 Charizards. I'm just going to say you're probably saving maybe not even 1 penny per UPC by doing that. But let's go ahead and check out the Charizard V. This is the one where the Charizard is sleeping under the tree, and actually the most affordable Charizard of the bunch. On release day, this thing came all the way down to about $25.68. Before release day, $61.39, and it did have a peak of $88. Currently, right now, over on TCG Player, you can find several of these in near mint condition for that $17, $18 marker. I do believe I forgot to mention the current price of the VMAX Charizard, which is under $20. It's at $19. So it was at $28 on release date, and it's come down even farther to that $19 marker, which is the fact that both of those two are under $20 blows my mind. And the third one here, the Charizard V-Star promo, the one that is going to have a counterpart Mewtwo that looks phenomenal coming in, likely Crown Zenith, I believe, for us, or V-Star Universe in Japanese. But this card is the most expensive of the lot, coming in around $30 on release day, peaking at $98, and then the day before release going in at $72. It is currently down to $21. It's the only Charizard that is currently going over $20 right now. How do you
Yeah.
feel about the market for these 3 Charizard cards all being under $20, which means if the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection is $120, you're getting $60 worth of Charizard cards alone on top of your booster packs?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, I mean, just based on the pull rates of that box, like $60 for these cards, I don't think is bad. I think I mean, they're Charizards, right? So, if you do get lucky and you get some nice centered ones, or, you're just lucky and, there's not any scratches or whitening on them, I think these cards are going to be good for the long term. It might take a little bit longer, yes, for these cards, just because there's so many of them and they're so readily available right now. I mean, I'm looking at over 100 listings easy on each of them here. So, what's something that's kind of surprised me about these 3, well, kind of 2 things, is the Charizard V and the Charizard V Star. The Charizard V, what was most interesting to me was the fact that it was really close to the Charizard V alternate art that we got in Brilliant Stars, and I felt like that, might help it kind of, stay up there a little bit longer. It's got the Venusaur in the background. It's kind of like after their fight, right, that they had in the card in Brilliant Stars. So I really thought that one was going to kind of hold off a little bit better, kind of connecting the two a little bit, kind of like the Mewtwo V-Star and the Charizard V-Star here that we have as well. And that one has surprised me. I didn't think as many people would like that, but it seems to be the most popular right now. Maybe because it's got that Mewtwo coming and people are excited for that. I personally like the Mewtwo artwork a little bit better myself, but yeah, it's interesting, and I think it's a good thing. I really do think it's a good thing that these are down, under 20. It'll be really interesting to see where they go once we get wave 2 of these UPCs.
Yeah, because it's coming, and it's
early December,
coming right around the corner. Yeah, it is not far. And I know for one myself, I'm getting just as many UPCs for my distributor, my second wave, as I got my first wave. And if that's the case for LGS as another online sellers, this box is definitely going to be, I mean, considering the way that things are looking, I would not be surprised if it's going to drop below MSRP. Because sellers are going to have to unload them. So the one thing I also want to kind of compare these Charizard cards to is, there's another Ultra Premium collection out there that had a Charizard in it as well. The Celebrations Ultra Premium collection had the Metal Charizard. Now, that Charizard is significantly different. It's metal. It's literally made of metal. It looks great. It's got a gold border, gold background. It is really good. And it's currently going for over $100 right now over on TCG Player, and there's only 29 listed. And when you compare that to the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection cards, I know we talked about, the printing and the print runs a little bit. There's over 100 of the V-Stars and over 150 of both the V-Maxes and the V alternate art cards here. Do you think that the 3 alternate, sometimes I have a really hard time saying alternate.
That is one of the hardest things to say.
Alternate art. Do you think that they're ever going to be players at the end of the day, right? So this Metal Charizard, I think, is a major player in terms of investing in the Pokemon TCG, right? Getting that thing for $100 right now. It is only going to go up in the future. Now, the 3 Charizard UPC cards, I kind of think they will go up as well. I think they're going to be very sought-after cards down the road, but how much so, considering how many we have available right now? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I agree with you 100%. I mean, it's Charizard, right? And arguably, in my opinion, these are the 3 most beautiful Charizard cards that we had in the Sword and Shield era. So yes, I do think, that they are going to increase here. I think it's going to take a little bit longer, as I've said, with the stock and everything. I think the real big chase on these cards down the road, say 10, 15 years from now, maybe even 5, I don't know. I think the real big chase is going to be finding those, PSA 10s inside those boxes, which is going to be insanely hard. At least with what this first wave looks like, hoping the second wave they got their act together on that. But
I don't think so.
But yeah, I think that's going to be the big.
I think it's the same bulk.
I know. I got
product.
the hopes. I got my fingers crossed here that Pokemon Company, figures it out with for all of our Charizard's sake. But Yeah, I do think, in the future, these Charizard's going to go up, right? I don't know necessarily of a Charizard product out there that hasn't, increased in
So
price
so
over.
right now these three cards are currently less than Charizard VMAX from Darkness Ablaze, Charizard Stamp Promo from Vivid Voltage. Like, where do you place these three Charizard cards in terms of all of the Sword and Shield Charizard cards, right? So, like, I kind of did a little bit
Yeah.
of a list earlier. Could be a future video. Keep an eye out. There's 24 Charizard
Yeah.
cards in the Sword and Shield era after you include these three from the UPC. That's right. I did not stutter, guys. 24 different Charizard cards, not counting reverse hollows. So if you count the reverse hollows, you're looking at 26. Absolutely freaking insane. Now, these three, arguably, like you said, are the best looking of of all the Charizard cards, and here they are, sub $20. Do you think they're going to be a bigger chase than the standard Charizard VMAX? Are just the regular V's going to end up being more than them at the end of the day? Like, what are your thoughts on these three in terms of where they land in the Charizard realm for Sword and Shield?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they're not pullable, right? I mean, that's kind of something big that's working against it. I do feel like the Charizards that are pullable are going to remain on top in the end when it comes to, how much they're going to be worth. I think these honestly will probably kind of fall somewhere near the middle. I do see these because of the artworks, just being, I keep looking at the Charizard VMAX, just being super fierce, right? Like that Charizard VMAX, I do see someday, being more expensive than the Charizard VMAX from Darkness Ablaze. Even though that was the first Charizard VMAX that we had in the Sword and Shield era ever, actually. I do feel like this one, in my own opinion, will overtake it, eventually. The Charizard V alternate art from the set, I don't think would ever overtake the one from Brilliant Stars. And the Charizard V Star, I mean, this Charizard V Star is going to do, I think, better than the regular Charizard V Star that we have. So I think, again, I think these are going to be kind of towards the middle, maybe upper middle, of the Charizards from the Sword and Shield era.
All right, so let me ask you a question. You have two options here. You're making a purchase for your Charizard investment collection portfolio right now. Okay, I'm putting you on the spot.
You did this to me in the past.
I'm putting you on the spot, my guy. All right, you got two options. One option, you can buy the 3 Charizard promo cards from the Charizard UPC. Your second option, because the prices work out the exact same, you can buy 1 Celebration Classic Collection Charizard. What are you buying?
Man. Oh, that's a tough one. I think
love putting you on the spot.
I'm going with the. I know you do. I think I'm going with the celebrations, honestly, because it's got that celebration, the 25th anniversary aspect to it. Yes, it's been reprinted into the ground. That card has, but that card has a nostalgia factor that I feel like these cards don't, and nostalgia can be big when it comes to pricing. That's my answer.
I think it's a good call. That's a good call. And honestly, it'd be hard for me to choose any of them because, you said that it's been reprinted into the Oblivion, man, but it really hasn't. There's only 78 of those Charizards up on TCG Player right now, which means there's half of those up there compared to the alternate arts, the VMAX and the V, with only the V-Star being at 100. So that's significantly lower. One last thing before we get out of here. How do you feel about collecting all 3 Charizards still wrapped in the cellophane, as opposed to opening the cellophane, sleeving them, top loading them? How do you feel about, because there's a niche for that. There's people who want
100%.
the pre-release packs sealed with the stamped promo on them. There's people who want the cellophane on, the full art cards that come in the Elite Trainer boxes. Like, what are your thoughts? All 3 sealed in a cellophane, or are you opening them up and putting them in some top loaders?
Man, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I opened mine and put them in top loaders.
So did I.
Yeah, I just feel like with this, okay, if they would all individually come in cellophane, 100%, keep them in the cellophane. That's what I would have done with every single one of them. The fact that they all 3 come in there, and all you can see is the Charizard V alternate art without moving them around. You can't even see. My answer, short and simple, take them out of the cellophane. That's what I
agree, especially with the printing qualities that you were talking about before.
Yeah.
It would make it significantly harder to buy the 3-pack cellophane sealed, not knowing what the VMAX and the V-Star look like, especially since the only one you can see is the cheapest one of the bunch. So,
yeah.
For sure, for sure. But that's it, guys. That's it for today's video. That's here at Next Level TCG. If you enjoy Pokemon card content, we post videos 5 to 6 times per week here on the channel, so drop a sub and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of it. We're also live every single Friday doing pack breaks. You can buy in at TCGFunhouse.com or the new nextleveltradingcards.com to be a part of that break on Friday. And if you enjoyed today's conversation and liked the video, smash that like button. Let us know down below, how do you feel about the Charizard promos, their price evaluations, and if they're worth investing in. ASX, you want to take us home, buddy?
Yeah, guys, as always, be kind, be yourself, and level up.
That's right.